Hello and welcome to my little studio tour. In this video I'm gonna show you what gear I own at the moment, how I use it and how everything is connected. So as you can see, my DAW of choice is Ableton Live. I've been using it for many years and I really like it. So at the moment I'm using Ableton Live 12 beta. So all my recordings, processing, arrangement, rendering, I do in Ableton. Now let's talk about the Electron boxes. So these two are probably the most essential instruments in the studio because I use them in pretty much every track. So if you don't know, Syntakt is a 12 track synth. It has 8 digital tracks and 4 analog tracks, and it has like around 40 machines or engines that you can choose. I use the Syntakt for all my kicks, my low end. I use it pretty often for my middle frequencies. Let me show you what I have here at the moment. I have 3 different kick sounds. I have this sound, head, some low-end subs, chords, FM. And I really like this 12 track because it's an analog only symbols track that you can assign only like symbol sounds like heads, rights, noise, and it just sounds very nice. So the Digitakt is a sampler. It has 8 audio tracks and 8 MIDI tracks. So I use the Digitakt for all my high frequencies. So it heads, open heads, rides, snares, claps, percussion, and also like little effects fills. And also I use one of the MIDI tracks to sequence my Novation peak. So the peak can do pretty much anything. It's a really working horse of a synth. I use it for the whole frequency spectrum. I use it for bass, leads, pads, atmospheres, textures, effects, sounds. So it has 3 oscillators, really warm sounding. It has 4 LFOs, it has analog filter, it has really nice effects section. So it's just overall a super fun synth to design sounds, and I think if you can get one, definitely get one. It's a really super useful and a beautiful instrument. Now let me say a few words about the Hydra synth. So the Hydra is a really deep digital synth. It has 3 oscillators and it has these mutants which you can choose what they do. You can choose FM, wave stack, oscillator sync, pulse width, and all kinds of crazy stuff, and it has like 4 of those. At the moment I use it mostly for pads and atmospheres, textures, some kind of organic, weird motion sounds, but it can do like a lot of crazy stuff. And also it has really useful control voltage mode outputs, so I can assign for example LFOs to these outputs, and I can control my Moogs, which is pretty crazy. So now let's talk about the Moogs. So the subharm I use mostly for my romp project, which is more kind of mostly melodic tracks. So the subharm has like 6 oscillators, and you can sync them or quantize them by pitch or scale, and you can make really a nice warm, like super wide frequency leads, bass, and it has really interesting sequencer with polyrhythms, and then a DFM. So I use a DFM on a lot of my techno tracks. It can do like this really crazy FM sequences, or like percussion noisy stuff. So yeah, pretty crazy and fun box. Now let's talk about this guy. So it's a MIDI controller. It's called a Fader Fox AC4, and it's my favorite little controller. I mean, I've had a lot of them over the years, and this one is staying in my studio for a long time already, and I really like it. So it has really high quality endless encoders, and they are also buttons, so you can push them. It has 3 different screens to see your values, and you can even name your knobs on this first page. So I use it to create my macros. So I just map anything I want on the knobs, and then on the final stage of my track I record my modulations by hand. So I can even modulate or control my Syntakt. So as you can see, this is moving. So yeah, a really handy thing to have in your studio. So Ableton Push 3 I only got recently, and I like it. As you may know, I really love using the Ableton native instruments and effects, and it's really nice to have everything already mapped for you. So it's just really fun to, you know, to design your sounds. and I really like these pads. So especially when I'm working with melodies, I'm just choosing a scale I want. And it also looks cool, you know, like every time I look at it, I want to open an Ableton and start doing something. And a lot of times I want a classic keypad because I'm kind of more used to it, and especially when I'm working with chords. I have the keystep 37. It's a really interesting controller. So it has really cool chord mode that you can do pretty much any chord you know. And also it has a really nice sequencer and really creative ARP that you can kind of generate ideas and sequences, like random sequences, which is really fun and allows you to come up with a lot of cool ideas. So right now I'm using the key step to sequence my Hydra, and I can also sequence the subharm as well if I want to. So for the monitors I use Kali Audio LP6 version 2. I'm not very picky about my monitors, so I got these only because they were on a really nice sale, and you know, I'm really happy with them. They sound pretty good. They give me this really nice low end that I can feel in my chest, you know, and they also sound pretty clean, and yeah, I'm happy with them. But mostly I work in my headphones, so I'm using Sennheiser HD 25. I've been using these since 2011. So I'm so used to their sound that I just simply cannot work in any other headphones. And they are also super lightweight, so I can work with them for hours with no problems. So now let's talk about connectivity. So let's start with clock. So Ableton is my master clock. It sends clock and transport to Syntakt and Digitakt via the USB cable. Then a Digitakt sends MIDI clock, MIDI transport, CC, and notes via a MIDI cable to Novation Peak. And then Syntakt sends a MIDI clock and transport via a MIDI cable to keystep. And then keystep sends a MIDI clock and transport and notes to a Hydra via a MIDI cable as well. And then a Hydra via a MIDI cable and a MIDI through port sends a MIDI clock and transport to a subharm. And then subharm sends a CV clock to the DFAM. So this way everything is in perfect sync. So now audio. So a Syntakt and a Digitakt send their audio via the USB cables and the overbridge plugin to Ableton, and then a MOOC's audio output goes to Syntakt input, and then Novation Peak's output goes to Digitakt input, and then these signals are also being sent via the USB to the Ableton. And this is why I love Electron, because they just work. They just don't have any latency problems. And you know, the overbridge is just like magic. It just works perfectly. So then the Hydra audio output goes to my audio card, which is a Focusrite Scarlett 18. And since I'm using the Syntakt clock on the Hydra, there is a very little audio latency using the card, and it's an easy fix. Okay, so thank you for your time. I hope this video was useful.